As the echoes of the ringing bell permeated the Dangriga Cancer Center and into the neighborhood, it was a signal that yet another child had beaten one of the most deadly diseases in Belize, cancer. For 6-year-old Jahziel Choj and his family, it is a hurdle that they've overcome and a reason to celebrate after 2 years of treatment for the young boy and getting past the anxiety of whether or not he would survive.
I feel like a little more like my life is normalizing because when it hits, everything changes. I had to quit my job. I had to, I couldn't be regular again. And so knowing that we got to this stage, not only for him, but for other children coming behind, I would always encourage them to keep on not losing the faith because it is possible.
A miracle for the Choj family. Jahziel started exhibiting symptoms from the age of 2, but the COVID pandemic prevented them from getting a diagnosis and his health condition deteriorated. After months of research, not being able to get out of the country due to travel restrictions, Juan Choj says he had to make a most difficult decision: leave his wife and other children behind in an attempt to save one of their sons.
We kept random visits to the hospital, not knowing what he had, fever, and infections, and there was never a diagnosis. The last diagnosis we got from Belize was a chronic, anemia, chronic anemia or something. So they had asked us to look for a hematologist, oncologist actually. So we did random visits to neighboring Mexico where we did not have any much luck. Then along came COVID and we're on a national lockdown. I see my child health deteriorating and I'm not sure what to do. As a parent, you're scared. Applied for an emergency exit, and which came like a month after. By then I was a bit worried because he kept bleeding out, and we had to start doing transfusions. And I could recall being at the Western Regional Hospital when I got the news that I am able to come out of the country.
Within 2 days, the father rushed Jahziel to Merida, where he was finally diagnosed with lymphoblastic leukemia in June 2020. When he got there, his cancer was in an advanced state and his chances of survival were slim. And as anyone would know, the battle was not as easy.
When he got there, he was probably in an advanced state that even the doctors there did not really, they did not believe that he was actually strong enough to make it through the first phase. I can't recall if it was already on a second, but something about 87% leukemia in his body already. And because this is a cancer of the lymphoblast, right, the white blood cells. And he began bleeding and having a lot of symptoms similar to COVID. And thankfully it wasn't, but it was something worse. Again, he got in a critical situation. We had to have him all hooked up and on a 24 hours observation for almost 3 months. I think he couldn't eat.
It was hard though, because I never knew if my husband will be back with me or he will bring me with others, like in a coffin, or it was so hard. And I still feel the hurt and I still can't, like if it was yesterday.
Jahziel completed his treatment at the Dangriga Cancer Center, which opened back in October 1st, 2008, through partnership between the Ministry of Health, the Belize Cancer Society, and other support groups. With guidance from the oncologists in neighboring Mexico, chemotherapy was given to the 6-year-old up to this point. The family had to migrate from San Ignacio to Dangriga for Jahziel to get his weekly treatment.
Chemotherapy services. We offer referrals for radiation services. We certainly do nutrition counseling. As you experienced today, we part of our services is for pediatric oncology in collaboration with our partner in Merida, Dr. Pablo Gonzalez. And also we offer counseling Many of our patients require nutritional counseling.
2-year-old Alize Tillett was diagnosed with leukemia just over a year ago. Inspired by Jahziel's story, the family hopes that in the coming months, she too will be ringing her bell.
Well, she had it now a year now, the August the 11th of last year, that when we find out. And right now, there are 0.01 on the last bone marrow we did before we come back. Yes, so
it's like looking like it's
yes. So she actually did recover fast and thing like, you know, what doctors say and thing like that. So that like now that us mainly for keep your blood up at all times.
And as Juan Carlos Choj puts it, these children give parents the strength they never knew they had.
He was always stronger than me. Even when he was really, really down, and I would ask him, Jahziel, are you okay? Even if he couldn't speak, he would do me a little thumbs up, or if, or when he wanted something, he would knock on the bed while I'm sleeping, so he could alert me that he wanted something. Yeah, it was just so emotional because I couldn't believe that he would be even stronger than me, right? So I couldn't make it without him.
Duane, Moody for News 5.